Now we are going to explore how to locate the mass properties of a SOLIDWORKS part. To demonstrate this, we are going to use the angle bracket, which can be located in your working files folder. Now let's begin. First, you want to select the Evaluate tab and then the Mass Properties icon. As soon as you select the Mass Properties icon, a large dialog box appears. And notice in the dialog box we have density, mass, volume, surface area, center of mass, and moments of inertia. Now some of these values have no meaning, and the reason I say that is, if we look at the Feature Manager design tree, no material has been specified for this part. So let's close out of the Mass Properties dialog box, and then add a material. I'll right mouse click, Edit Material, and let's go with AISI 304. I'll apply the material and then close out of the dialog box. Now I'll return to Mass Properties. Also in the Mass Properties dialog box, we have the capability to print this data along with copy the data to a clipboard. It's important to note that some of these values are based on the default origin. To see where that default origin is located, let's display the origin, and you can see it's located at this point here. However, if you want this data to be located from a different origin, that is easy enough to do. Let's close out of the Mass Properties dialog box. We'll go to the Features tab, select Reference Geometry, and then Coordinate System. I am going to roll the model and place a new coordinate system at this vertex. I want the x-axis to be running in this direction here, which it is. It's just pointing in the wrong direction. So I'll select the x-axis and it rotates it. So now I have my x running in this direction, my y in an upward direction, and my z in an outward direction. I am going to close out of the coordinate system, and you see that new coordinate system is now part of my Feature Manager design tree. I am now going to return to the Evaluate tab and select Mass Properties. Now one common mistake is a lot of people believe just because they added a new coordinate system, these values are now based on that coordinate system. That is not true. If you look at this drop-down list, these values are still based on the default coordinate system. So you have to remember to click the drop-down list and select the new coordinate system. And it's always good practice to select the Recalculate button, just in case. And now these values are based on the new coordinate system. Before we close out of this lesson, you can also select Options, and you can change the units the Mass Properties is displaying.